Right, welcome to Another Knowledge. In this one, I'm taking a look at the idea of the seer. Right? This is quite a big idea in this Freemasonry. Right? I first become aware of it like when I saw the Naturals video about the Anthony Seer. That was a good video. And but the seer idea, right, is a lot more than just the sort of name of this, the first Grand Master, right? And as people have said, they might this Grand Master might not have even lived. He might just be like an like something they've made up, right? But look at all the codes and got your 33s. You've got your 6 and 7 there, and your left away at 21, and it's all coded, all these dates, right? And there's your 42 for your sort of Masonic G. So there's plenty of evidence that says maybe this character didn't even exist. But the idea of the seer, right, is very interesting. So very little is known about his life, see. So maybe he didn't even exist type of thing, But the idea of this seer thing, right? King's Arms Lodge. There's other things and all that says Oliver Cromwell emerges as the founder of Freemasonry. Of course, the history of Freemasonry, you're basically seeing about during the Middle Ages. Of course, what's termed the Middle Ages is around about 1500s or something like that. So obviously, this is, again, this is occurred in the middle, as in, like trans-middle, right? The actual thing would have been later on, much more like 1700s and that. But I reckon they come about from stonemasons building things earlier and all that, But you can take every bit of history that you're given, you can take with a pinch of salt. The entire thing. And even that says about misinformation generated by Masons and non-Masons alike. Of course, And of course, this stuff here is total, this is fabrication. Stating that the craft of Masonry began with Euclid in Egypt. Of course, all that stuff's pure fantasy level, right? And the children of Israel. So, it's basically, basically you can really trace it around about 1700s, really, maybe sort of late 1600s or something like that, but before that, of course, it's all, to be taken with a pinch of salt. It seems like the seer idea, right, is basically based on what say you, right, which is quite a well-known like phrase, like in what say you, And this seems to be like the idea of the question, like of the, because I've done a couple of videos about naysayers and stuff like that, right? They use like the term naysayers, and also use like the term, it seems to be based upon the term what say you, right? So in other words, like what's your response, what do you say in response, like, I pointed out before, it's like in the past history, right, they've said to a member of every bloodline in the world, right, like every bloodline going, do you want to join like our Masons, right? And then what say you, see? Do you want to join out with us, with our monarch and our Masons and all this, and say, what say you, see? What's your response to it? And then if you say no, it's like you become a naysayer, right? And the sort of they record that and hold it, hold it down the years, like, you know, hundreds of years. They hold it in a what do you call it? They make a record of it. See, so they know who's in their bloodlines and who isn't, right? So what say you? See, the idea of the say is, you know, very important to them, type of thing. Because basically, you know what I mean, it like influences you know, events in families and that for hundreds of years later. What has done, right? That's what's been the result of it, like, right? So you see, you're gonna always get like reference to it, right? This idea in the you know, like the culture. There's a Lionel Richie song, right? Lionel Richie, of course, Lion in the Rich Tea Biscuit, basically, right? Of course, this is, you know, basically the day with me, total tea drinker, right? But like AME is the 33, right? CAU, CME. Again, it's referencing this type of the idea of the seer, right? What seer you and all this, right? And interestingly, right, that one there was Lionel Richie in White Nights. It was something to do with White Nights, the album or whatever, right? So like, you know, you've got the black and white idea again, the masonry black and white idea, right? And here you've got the seer, which is Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. So you've got the black and white idea again, right? Again, this is to do with that same thing, right? Totally referencing the Freemasonry idea, right? And if you remember Frankie Howard, right? Remember Frankie Howard used to say near and thrice near, right? Again, it's to do with that. Naysayers, right? You know, because if you see near and thrice near, you know, you said like no 3 times or something, so it's like, you know, the pipes of peace. George Martin and tug of war, say tug of war, the war idea, right? Two con artists called Mac and Jack. So, you know, very quoted, like. Pleading kind of love song. Again, quote, right? So obviously, you know, quoted that. You know, about that tea program again, about that Freemasonic trance program again, right? The no one read directly the same code is Leo Sia, right? Leo Sia with more than I can see, right? Again, this is about love and all that. I love you more than I can see. It's basically just about the CAT program again, right? And you see like, oh yeah, you know, like yeah, near and all that. That's the lyrics of it, oh yeah, see? So it's like, you know, it's totally to do with this Masonic tea program, right? Of course, Leo the Lion again, like Lionel Richie, you know. It's 100%, you know, coded stuff. You can see there, right, he's saying yeah, right? Yeah, as opposed to near, right? So he's in the T program, it's a code, right? And it was in the Naturals video where he was pointing out the a few of the album covers of Leo Sia, right? And this one here, you got like the Anthony and Sia, see? Like a direct sort of coding of Leo Sia and Anthony Sia in this, right? Of course, the TH right in the middle, like. We also have the Noor in this Anthony idea. I was trying to find a video of Naturals, but you know, go and watch them videos if you've not seen it, because it, you know, definitely coding in, you know, like Anthony Sia and Leo Sia. And so this is the near Sia, one who denies or refuses or opposes or is skeptical or cynical. So it's, you know, it's the ones that have turned down the invitation to join Freemasonry, them call it an invitation, right? Like I say, this could have been like offered to your relatives in your family bloodline, you know, like 200 years ago, you know what I mean? And if someone turned them down for whatever reason, see, that's recorded and held against the family line, basically forever, basically, right? That's the way that they do their business, like. Right? Near the thrice near TH, right? In the 3 times with the Frankie Howard thing, right? Very popular type of thing it was. You know, 60s, 70s and 80s and all that. Near and thrice near, of course, again directly referencing this code, right? You know, a lot of childish stuff like, you know, say yes to everything, a lot of memes about it and all this. It's just, again, based on this code and that. And this tea drinker here wrote a book which became a Jim Carrey's movie, Donnie Warriors, The Dirty Tea. And he wrote a book about, like, say yes to everything or something, you know. Again, this is directly, you know, to do with that particular code. You know, childish challenges and all this crap. Of course, with the word "see" is written in the King James with 6,000 times or something, right? So you know what I mean? All over the place, basically, far too many to look at. Again, right? Jeff Buckley, what will you say? You know, James Blake, say what you will. You know, it's all based on this code, right? You know, to deal with that and that. This again, right, the 3 times. This was you know, it was what like sort of comedians used to say or something, you know, like posh blokes or something used to say it, you know, I say or something, you know, like old comedians in about 1900s or something, you know what I mean? So again, 3 times, so it's based on that again. There's even ones here, like, you know, these are brand new, bang up to date type of, you know, pop music garbage or whatever, and they're still using this code, right? The one where this rooster on the cartoons, this rooster used to see it, right? You know what I mean? Always that day with these codes. This is basically this code is used against Naturals, right? Like the naysayers, saying no to the naysayers. right? So it's like a negativity